Hello Linux lovers, it's me again. Right, going to be working through some more Ubuntu MATE fixes and stuff today. So, I'm going to do the usual thing, send out a tweet, make a to-do list, which is in my head at the moment, and then we'll get on and crack through some bits and pieces. So let's just head over here, send that out. And then we'll pick that up, ping that somewhere else for some other people to see. Right, okay then. So I imagine I'm going to be talking to myself for quite a bit of time, but that's fine. I've got beer and stuff to do. So I think also I'm trying out something new as well. Gosh, I'm tired, but you know, there's not much time to get this stuff done. So let's see what we can do. So then let's go here. Let's bring up the code view of things. Let's minimize that. I think we've got VS Code hiding in there. There it is. So what don't we need? We don't need any of these things. All of this is done. So things that I do need to look at are Ubiquity Slideshow, which Bill has prepared. So I'll be looking at that, seeing how I can merge it together. And we've got some packages that have updated Upstream that I need to bring in. So that's a bit of a faff this time because Debian are not accepting the updates readily at the moment because everything's super frozen over there ahead of their next release. So let's why is the stream information? Okay. Oh, that's wrong. I've just noticed. I've got the incorrect label in my stream thingy there. So let's do that in bug. There we go. So let's whack that button. There we go. That says the right thing now at least. Right then, okay, let me go back and look at what we had here. So we've got a new version of Pluma, which is the editor. So we'll be updating that one. We'll also be updating Mozo, which is the menu editor. So let's get that in the list as well. Hello Andy, how are you doing? Thank you for stopping by. How are you? You've been busy testing and stuff. Right then, let's take that there. So I think that is what I remember so far. What else was there that I needed to look at? Oh, here's another one. I can't remember if I've done this one or not though. That was the 27th. Not sure if I did this one or not. I'll check. I think I may have done. Yes, I think I did do that. I think that's done. We'll assume that that's done. Hello, Henrik. Welcome back. Yeah, I'm all right. It's been a bit of a weird day. A bit tired out, but you know, this stuff needs to get done. Hello, Yannick. Welcome back. How are you? Okay, so those things I definitely need to update. there's the terminal color, and then Andy, who is in the chat here. In fact, let's bring in the chat. There we go. Andy, who is in the chat, has been reporting bugs against the new theme, so that's good. Welcome back, Linux Paul. Good to see you here again. Hello, Popey. How the devil are you? So, I also did some work on OBS. I have like multiple copies of my configuration, so over the weekend there were different versions in progress. So I'm actually trying out like a brand new version of all of my setup, where everything is controlled by a Stream Deck. How exciting. So finally getting some good use out of the Stream Deck, and that may be the end of the tablet, because I can do more cleverer things with the Stream Deck than the tablet app. Right, okay, so that is what I remember. I've got a nag at the back of my mind that I've forgotten something important there, but that will do for now. So let's go and get out of that. Let's think. What have we got here? So Yannick says, I need to write a piece of software to turn a Raspberry Pi with the official Tevin into some sort of Stream Deck. There are thank you, Popey. I appreciate that. You'll also notice fancy new alerts. Thanks, Popey. That's really good of you. Yes, there is a project out there I've seen actually that is precisely what you describe, Yannick. Basically a Stream Deck using a Raspberry Pi. It might be called Pi Deck even. I remember seeing it some time ago. Right then, let's do this thing. Let's start with getting these packages updated, because we can bang those out real quick. Except for the added complication. I just need to check be messaging my Debian developer friend. I assume this will be fine. Let's have a look here. Oh, push to master. Okay, that's good. Let me just copy this and send this to Mike, because you never know. Whoop. There we go. Right then, where were we? We were doing editing in VS Code. Right then. Let's okay, I've just noticed that jumps to a virtual screen as well. Gosh, it's complicated, isn't it? All these virtual devices and monitors and things. Right then, I've forgotten what I was doing. Yes, now I remember. Luma. So I can push to master, so that's good. So we should find that this is 20.4.1. Cool. So we can just do that. The add, the change log. In fact, I'm going to try out something. I've got a new button. Let's see if this works. There we go. I'll sit up there out of the way. Right then, git add. We want that. We want the upstream release. We want to push it. So that's the Debian bit done. Grab the new source. And then we'll Plume is bigger than I expected. Then we'll make this change for an Ubuntu only upload. And And we'll build the package, source package, and we'll stick it in a PPA for testing. So some of these bug fixes upstream are by way of testing that has been done, and some of the other things are outstanding tasks that we're going to need to get done. Hello, AR Coast. I think I'm getting old. I think that sometimes as well. Sitting here wondering what the hell a Stream Deck is. Hang on, I can show you. This is a Stream Deck here. If I go to this view, this device here is a Stream Deck. And it has a bunch of programmable buttons which you can put graphics on, and then you can assign commands to. So for example, if I want to go back to where we just were, I can push this button and there we go. It controls my OBS to do things. So that's what a Stream Deck is. You can do all of that with just a keyboard, but this is a separate input device. What was the command I did to make the source package? It was that command there. Hopefully you can see that. I'll leave that on the screen for a moment, have a sip of beer. What's the D for? I can't remember. It checks that the build dependencies and build conflicts are satisfied. There we go. Unless -D, which is skip those things because I'm just building a source package. I don't want to actually install everything that package requires to build. Although sometimes you have to, because some of the initial package preparation scours images and stuff like that. Right then, that's that one done. So we can mark that as, in fact, we can close that down. We did do system monitor, very good. So we can mark that one as it's in the PPA. Now we'll move on to Moza. Yeah. I think the new chat box thing's working better than the old one. That seems readable, and also it seems to be rendering emoji properly and emotes, which is very important. Right, let's do Moza. Let's actually just see the one we're interested in. Okay, that is just its first point release. Oh dear, typing's not going well. Must be the heat. Beer and coffee are the two building blocks of good software. Yeah, I mean, I did that thing on Sunday morning, and I don't know who here saw that. I thoroughly enjoyed it. That was a lovely, in fact, Saturday morning, wasn't it? I really enjoyed that. I'm hoping I'll be able to make that a regular thing. Yep, DCH can fill in all of those things that you need. So yeah, by running that command, it filled out all of that for me. And now there is probably another command I could run to update this, but this bit I do by hand because old habits die hard. I do have scripts to do this, but as I've said, when I do this stuff on live streams, I do it longhand because, as we've just seen, somebody somewhere will learn something, and that's sort of the point. Right then, so that is our PPA. We'll grab the source tarball for the new release, rerun that command again, and put that in our PPA. Right then. Hello, Cheese. How are you doing? Nice to see you here. I never fail to be impressed by anyone who accomplish anything whilst drinking beer. Well, I'm drinking the beer slowly, and it is, I mean, I think it's unseasonably hot here at the moment. Oh, have I typed it wrong? Urgh. Oh dear, that version's burned now. RST. Okay, never mind. Providing that that uploads okay to the PPA and builds, it's not a problem because we'll be dropping that suffix when we move it to the archive. Nice spot though. Yeah, it is fine. I just need to be aware that it's Hirsute now because Hirsute won't be a newer version. It'll be an older version, so it'll moan and reject it. It's just typo-based typos. I wish I could blame the beer for that. It's not the case. Right, let's just save that there. Yeah, Cheese. Yeah. Do I have any... Do any of us have any suggestions for a native Markdown application? Native for doing what exactly? There's only one thing I use for Markdown. Well, I have a note thing which Alan Popey can tell you all about because it's the same thing that he advocates for. But it depends what you're looking for, what you want to use it for. Right, that's that one done. So back to our list here. That's in the PPA. Oh dear, the themes. Oh gosh, this is usually a big mess. Yeah, well, that's one of them. So I use Standard Notes, which is like my note-keeping app, and that Popey recommended that, and that's got several different Markdown editors in it, and I keep all of those notes in Markdown. It's great. For the Ubuntu podcast, we prepare our show notes in Markdown, and we use HackMD for that. Yeah, Standard Notes is ace. I went through a spell where I hadn't been using it much, and a few weeks ago I found all of my scraps of notes and I got them all organised in Standard Notes, and my life is infinitely better as a result because they're also on my tablets and my phone and what have you. Right, let's... I'm not looking forward to this one. Okay, that's not so bad then. So this is going to be 3.22.22-1. First 6 lines, all we need. Okay. Commit that. Right, so that's the Debian bit done. Right then. That Hirsute typo I have been making with regular monotony this past 8 months. I will be glad to see the back of this code name. And there it is again. There it is again. Right. Let's grab the source table for that. That may take a little moment. ThiefMD. I've never heard of that. That's that sounds interesting. Right, let's see. So that should build. This is one of those that processes just a ton of stuff. Okay. This is why Martin bought a big fat workstation. It makes this go a whole lot faster. Right then. let's jam that in the PPA. Okay, good. Interesting, all of these suggestions. It seems to me that every Electron application ever created was either a chat application or a markdown editor. HDoc is the HackMD fork. That's it, Cody MD, yeah. Yeah, we use the hosted one, yeah. Thank you very much for the follow. I do like these new animations. Very happy with how that's turned out. Right then, so that's updated to the PPA. So those are broadly done because I fully anticipate that those should all build and work just fine. Right then, let's go and look at one that Andy discovered. Well, in fact, Andy discovered one and I spotted another issue as a result. So, yep, I like, well, as you can see, I'm using VS Code here right now for a Markdown doc. So Ubuntu MATE settings. What have we got going on here? No, that's fine. Is that all up to date? Yep. Should be current, but let's just double check. Yep, it is. So, something like user share mate, or it may be, in fact, use lib. So that's the overlay, and we need to go to the config user share settings overlay. So config, there it is, tilde, and that file there. So I think that Andy noticed the GTK theme wasn't rendering correctly. Huh. And bother. Where's that getting its hint from then? I was expecting to see a colour in here for the background of the terminal, and I see no such thing. Yeah. Oh, sorry, did I miss it, Andy? Oh gosh, that's well, that is awkward. Thanks, AR Coast. So let's start up. I'm just starting tweak on my own machine here. Pull down terminal is available. We'll go up here and we'll. Oh. Well, okay. So, preferences. Unfortunately, you can't see this on my screen and neither can I actually present it. So I'm just having a quick look. So, appearance, nothing obvious there. Colors, custom. But none of this looks custom. Nope. Okay. Well, that I'm going to have to come back to because I don't actually know where it's pulling that color from. And okay, Linux console. Oh, there it is. There it is. So that's how we do it. Okay. Right. Okay then. Just bear with me. I'll configure this, and then I'll be able to query my local configuration and see what changed. So what I need to do is down here. We may as well do this bit down here. So let's start the color picker. So first exercise is quite straightforward. We will simply inquire. So it is 2C, 2C, 2D. Okay. So I will make that configuration change in the app. Which I have over here. Okay. In fact, if I bring this down here, you can see what I'm up to. Oh, so none of these things are on the screen. So there we go. Let's bring this down as well. So I was just using the color picker to actually inquire what the colors of those things were. And then this color picker is, let's do that. Okay, so that's now got the right color. Oh. Close that. Okay, so now down here, let's see what color we got put in here. Well, there's a palette there. I'm just looking through to see if there's anything else interesting there. There's okay, an alpha channel which we didn't set. Okay, Yannick. Yeah, you and me both. I've not learned all the ins and outs of that. Then there are Twitch aficionados here. What's this? I don't think this palette is the thing that I need to be changing. Back. Is there a red, green, blue? Cursor colors, that's none of it. Well, I guess it must be. I guess it must be that palette. Yeah, so I think those are for choosing, you know, theming the flashing cursor prompt, Andy. So if I run, is this going to work? Right. So if I pull down the window and bring I do that and bring down the preferences, I'll bring the preferences onto this screen here. And that's the bug that, oh, you can't see because that's on a different display. Right, so this is what Andy suggested. So what have we got here? In appearance, we have, affecting colors, we have this text color, background color. Text back. This is what I've just changed, foreground and background colors. So actually, that may be what we're looking for, mightn't it? Oh, I'm gonna have to close this. Okay. So that's my local copy. Okay, so it's those three colours there, isn't it? That is in actual fact what we're looking for. That is what we want. So Control Z that, and then change those three colours there, and that is the change. Well spotted, Andy. Too many monitors, and also bringing that pull down terminal, which is somewhere somewhere different. It's a bit of a faff. Right. Okay. Thanks for spotting that, Andy. That was the solution. So let's save that. Let's kill that. We should just have those three lines changed there now. Oh, no. Yes, we have. There we go. That's good. Right. Well, that's that done. I'm not going to generate a new version of that package yet, though. So that's width. Let's think about this. Is there anything else going to be in there that I need to pull in? Actually, probably not. So let's actually let's go and generate a new version. I typed all the wrong things there. Let's get this updated into the PPA. How's the music volume? Seems quite quiet in my ears. How is it for everyone else? A bit low. There we go. Is that a bit louder? What music? Indeed. If that's not loud enough, I can bump it up a bit more. Okay, a tad more. Do this the manual way. Oh, actually, no, I'm not. Tell you what. Let's do this. Let's see what we get out of that. Yeah, I try not to put the music on too loud. It's just, you know, something just to sort of fill those quiet moments where I'm thinking what commit message I need to compose. Sorry. It's curious because I had the music on 50% on... I wonder if it's because I've done something. Let's just bring up this. No. Okay. That's all the same. That's all the same. Yeah, I had the music on 50% at the weekend and it was quite loud. Louder than this. Now I have it on 60 and yet it's quieter. Can't account for that. Oh, Condulo. Is that how we pronounce that? Thank you for the follow. Right, let's get back to it then. We'll bring that up. Right then. Wait. Is that a Mate VS Code thing to make the bottom left corner green? No, it's not. It is a yaru theme for VS Code. And green, that green is one of the palette of gosh, what was it? The vanilla color palette, which is used. That, or you can just call me Tyler. Okay. I try to remember if people go by different names, but it's tricky. Right. Yeah, so I really like this yaru theme for VS Code. It's got all the right colours in it. Right then. What was I doing? We were doing the package, so let's build the source package and stick that in the PPA as well. Okay, there we go. We know a few Tylers. It's good to ascertain exactly which Tyler we're talking to here. And I need to just bring that back to my foreground. Ah, I did that. There we go. Well done, Popey. Hello, McPhail. Welcome. How are you? Thank you for stopping by. Right, so let's go back to the to-do list. We've now put that in a PPA. Right, this next one. So actually, Andy Hazen, why I think of it. In your testing, have you seen any crashes, crash dialogues from a port that are related to the Ayatana keyboard indicator? I'd be interested to know if you've experienced that. Yes, every boot. Okay, good. Not good, but okay. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't alone in seeing that. I need to file a bug report on that one. That's in the Ayatana GitHub project that needs filing. So, Bill on the team has sent me a message to say that he has been doing some work on an update for the Ubiquity screensaver. So let's save this somewhere. We'll just save it there for now. Okay. So let's just bring this down. And what have we got here? We have got a tarball here. So, oh. Tutor cannot open. Tar cannot open file exists. What? Well, that's disappointing. Where did that extract anywhere? Apparently not. Oh, I see. It's just our stuff. Right. Well, let's have a look. What have we got here? I think that's because there are symlinks in there that's not dealing with. Is there an LP bug assigned? ITAR indicator date time is number 20 on the list of errors. Date time? Indicator date time? Why indicator date time? Be interested to see what's going on there. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's a different package, but okay. Okay, I'm going to have to go back to Bill and just say I can't extract that archive. So. Thank you very much for the folder, Berg Maya. Right then. That's a bit of a problem because that was the one I thought would take a bit of time and I don't have the assets to work on it. So I wonder if I can get enough out of this. I think we'll have to hope that this is going to be good enough. Okay, let's just see how we get on. Okay, well, whatever we've got there. Just letting Bill know that I'm going to try and make the best I can with what we've got there. Now, the other thing is I don't actually know if ubiquity is... Oh, it was Git. Okay. Okay. Let's open that up. The keyboard one might be just going to fire up a VM and compare the trace. Thanks, Andy. That would certainly be helpful if you can correlate that. It would mean that I can cite that to Robert Terry, who's working on that stuff. I've got a few too many windows open here, so let's just tidy up a few of those. Right, let's go and take a look at Oh, it's not Ubiquity, it's Ubiquity Slideshow, isn't it? So, I don't know if this is still in Bazaar or if it's been moved to Git, so let's just have a look. This looks like it is very much still in Bazaar. So let's go and grab the latest copy. Okay then. Right. I see people using some of the chat commands. Right, just wait patiently for that to come down. Come on, chop chop. Right then, let's every time I do this, so let's call this Hirsute MATE update. Oh, no. Let's push a copy up so we've got something to start from. Right then. Oops, let's play less. That tends to work better. So let's compare that with that. Okay. So I know all of the art is updated. So let's just bring all of those over. That should be our new paper. And then that's missing for whatever reason. Apparently all of these have changed. Okay. Let's copy those over. And that page has changed. Right, okay. Well, let's close that down. And let's run test slideshow. Right then, so is that on this screen? Yes, it is. There we go. So there is the first slide, which does indeed have our Hirsute Hippo. And there's the about box. Oh, these have all changed because we've got the new theme, of course. That's why everything has changed. Of course, Martin. So Bill has changed every screenshot to use the new theme, except for Steam, of course. Oh, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, that was it. I was joking with Yannick about changing this to Hot Shot Racing. I'll leave that there for now, I think. Okay, take your music with you, fine. Photos, there's that. Good. Awesome. Oh, hello. Yes, good job. And Okay. Nice. Okay then. Well, that all works. Sorry, I've missed a few things in chat. Let's just go back and check on a few things. So, McPhail, it says there was a bug or two I meant to file when I installed the nightly a few weeks ago, but never got round to, as I got bitten by the bug which broke encrypted boot disks. Oh dear. Does pasted text in the terminal still look inverted with the default yaru theme? No. Let's find out. Okay, so now I need to actually test this in a VM. Oh, you've seen that inverted text thing. Okay. Popey, have you seen that just on Ubuntu MATE or on Ubuntu in general? Paste text into GNOME terminal. Huh. Okay, so this may be a theme issue then, if it's the same on GNOME terminal and MATE terminal. That's all right, McPhail. I'll in a little minute I'll fire up a VM and then go and pull in these packages that I've uploaded to the PPA to make sure that they upgrade cleanly and what have you, and I'll have a go at reproducing that issue. Is it on the default yaru light theme or the dark theme or both? And we can test it to see if it's actually a theme issue as well by trying different themes. Yes. Okay. I'm a dark theme user as well, and I think Andy Hazen may favour that, but judging on the bugs that he found. You only tried it on the default light theme. Okay, well that's something, so I'll add that to the list. So we've got inverted text when pasted into the terminal. We'll have a look at that. This is great. I'm loving you discussing all of this. This is useful triage. This is possibly one of the more useful live streams I've done so far, based on all of this feedback. Yeah, I love the dark theme. It's just, I don't know. It just feels right. Just feels right for Linux to be a dark theme. So much, you know, terminal stuff. Yeah, I love it. Okay, I've already forgotten what I was doing. The slideshow, that was it. So now we'll meld in this one. And let's see what we can find. Okay, so Bill said that there were some images missing. So let's copy that in. Copy that in. And copy that in. Okay, so this is a dangling sim link. So I think that's why the archive was failing to extract. So, oh no, that was talking about icons, I think. So I think we need to make sure that welcome is actually in the right spot. So where is that? That's in slides. Oh, hello, what's this? Okay, so slides, screenshots. Oh. Okay. Well, that's not a symlink at all. 01 welcome. Hang on a minute. Okay, well. Okay, so this is the OEM config slideshow, and well, the first thing is we've got all of those. It's all fine. It's looking good. This all should just be the same there. Just making sure there's no icons missing. Okay, that's all in good order. So, some new ones. Good night, Popey. Thanks for stopping by. Does it on KDE and console too? Well, that doesn't make any sense as a different toolkit, a different theme. Oh, hello. Hello, Monica. Good to see you here. Hello. Hello, Luke. Is it that time of the night again? What's the beer this evening? The beer this evening is Tanglefoot. One moment, I'll just pour the rest out of this one. So, is this going to focus? Tanglefoot, which I think is well known in this part of the world, but Tanglefoot's from a brewery one county over, where most of my family live in Dorset. Yeah. Wizard, is it mirrored? Is what mirrored? Yes. So, let's just add all of those. Okay, there's all the changes. Yeah, it's that time of the night. She's asleep on me. Yeah, that's rather good. I remember those days. They were good. Right then. I mean, gosh, that was a lifetime ago. Feels like. Right then. So that's that. Did I push that? I think I did, didn't I? Yeah. It's pushing now. So, let's see. Is there anything? Is there anything? 12 will get us a couple, won't it? So what have we got here? So that's uploaded, and when was that done? Wow, ages ago. Okay, so maybe I won't update the change log. push it as is. Right then, so let's go and do that thing then. Let's go and find that. What did I type? Right then, let's do that. Who's and that is as much as we can do on that one. We'll just make a note that that is where it is. And I was just thinking to myself, what I usually do now is tag people on the desktop team, but I'm not going to do that on this occasion. Right, let's just stick that in my notes so I've got a record of that.
An anonymous user gifted a tier 1 sub to our coast.
Wow. Well, that was very kind. Thank you for the gifted sub, whoever that was. That was very good of you. Oh, yes. That is, that's new. I forgot about. Yes, I did. Yeah, I forgot I did that. I did say this was all the new schnizzle that I'd been working on, and that was one of the things. So yeah, if you cheer with bits and put words in those actions, then that is Bella, our voice assistant. Ubiquity slideshow. There we go. That's good enough.
An anonymous user gifted a tier 1 sub to the _Wiz Road.
Wow. Well, thank you very much. Oh, hang on a minute. There's a whole bunch of them. I need to. Thank you, Linux Paul. That's very kind. And a bunch of you have now got subscriptions. Thank you, Paul. That's super kind. Yeah, that's very good of you. I think that may mean that I have to go and unlock some more emotes and things. I think that might be it, actually. I think I can look over here. Let me just have a quick look, because if Paul has done this thing, we should totally. Let's have a look. Has it unlocked a slot? It has. Okay, it's got, that's open. That was that got us over the line here. So, Paul, as you got us over the line, let me just go and have a look here a second. One mini moment. Which one is it? It's this one. So there's a bunch that you can have from this lot here. So what I'll do is I'll make that a thumbnail view, and Paul gets to choose which of these we're going to add. So icon view, we can't have any that are other people, so I'll just filter it down to the ones of me. we're not going to get all of these in, are we? Let's try that. There we go. Make that smaller. Right then, let's see if that will fit on the screen. Here we go. Right, there we go, Paul. Them's the options. Oh, sod it. Hang on. Now, some of them are already available. So there we go. Which one of those do you want? We'll let Paul have a peruse and decide which one he wants to add. Oh, hang on. Oh, I see. Somebody's also banned me from saying a word. It's got to be grumpy. Okay. Okay, then. I will do that. One moment. So I've added it, but I do believe I do believe that Twitch have to like manually review these things. So it currently says, I think it's pending, but I have done it. So thanks very much, Paul. I hope you getting to choose was you know, at least a little way of saying thank you. Now, I'm not allowed to say the code name for this release anymore because I've just spotted that. I'm not very good at spotting those things, and also, as people that were here at the weekend, I'm terrible at actually following through on it. I lasted 1 minute 20 seconds on the last one of those I had to do. Not adding a Windows logo. Well, I think, you know, they're looking for all sorts of things. So there we go. Right then. Awesome. That was a bit of fun. That was a bit of a distraction. So we've done the terminal. We've done that. We know we need to do the crasher, and we're going to look at this inverted text thing. So let's go and take a look at that one, because that's weird. Let's do that. Oh, I've forgotten the there we go. That's what we're after. Right then, let's have a look here then. Sorry. Yeah, I'm sure. It should all be fine. I don't think any of mine are going to cause any difficulty. Just taking a little look there. Let's also do this as well. How's the music volume again? I'm just asking that question again because it's very quiet for me and I'm confused by that. Okay, Bill's sent me another thing. TTS is the key to distractions. It's very quiet for you. Yeah, I thought so too. Let's well, that's a bit louder, but it's still remarkably quiet. Never mind. Oh, maybe it's because of the way I'm routing it now. Okay. Is cheese bacon still here? Let's find out. You can hear it now. The washing machine has stopped. Yeah, you didn't realise there was music. Yeah. It's for some reason it's quiet this evening. I have changed the way it works, so maybe that's why. We need to figure out what the new appropriate volume level for the background music is. I can then update my Stream Deck to do it for me. I mean, I could push this button up to push it up another 5%. Right then, let's go and take a look at the VM. Ooh, that was loud. I do apologize. Sorry. I remember being caught out by that in the past. Right then. There's that crasher that we were discussing, Andy. So let's do this. And I don't know, I'll just echo test, and then I'll put that in the buffer. Copy. Send that, and now paste it. Well, there we go. Is that not it? Sorry, Henrik. Well, I now press space. Is this a bug? Is this new and different behavior? Let's just, well,
I don't remember.
Let's just go and turn the call it a paste highlight feature, and you're done. Yeah, I might add it to the release notes. We've got this new feature. It's a good way to just make bugs not bugs, right? So let's just take a look in here and switch this theme to this, which was previously the default, and paste. Well, it does it there as well. So the next thing I'll do is outside of the VM. Let's check here. So this is on my machine running 2004. So there's our thing. We'll highlight that. Copy it and paste it. Well, it doesn't do it in italics, so now let's try well, there we go. So something's changed in something that's common between Kubuntu, Ubuntu, and Ubuntu MATE. Does KDE use the same VTE library? Does anyone know? Because I mean, maybe something's changed in libVTE is the only thing I can think of. VTE. Okay, well, it's not. It is GTK as well. I thought it was a GTK thing, so why? KDE makes it curious. Yeah, exactly. That's, I mean, that's why I can't. I mean, unless it's a coincidence, unless something has deliberately changed. Hello, Bill. How you doing? Good to see you here. Thanks for stopping by. I was able to use the original tarball that you sent me, Bill, and I've merged all of that together and submitted that merge request. So let's just go and take a quick look, because Bill did all the hard work, so it's good that he sees. There we go. Here's our merge request of the updated slideshow artwork. So thank you for working on that. It had completely escaped my mind that, of course, every screenshot needed changing because we've got a new theme. I mean, it's been a ton of work for me, but I forgot what the knock-on impact was of all of that. So thank you for doing that. Right. Okay. Well, that is curious. That is very curious. I wonder if that... No, it's still not been reviewed. Right then. Okay. I wonder, I've already subscribed my wife to this channel. I don't think there's any more I can do than that. Weird science. Yeah. Updating Bazaar repositories on Launchpad, as in submitting merge proposals, is a lot easier than using Git, in my opinion, because it was obviously designed for Bazaar right from the very beginning. No, thank you, Bill. Ordinarily, that would have been, you know, some hours of... I know how long it takes to get all of those screenshots the right size and all the rest of it. And thank you for double-checking all of those missing assets as well. I appreciate that. Right. Well, the fact that that pasting in the terminal thing is so weird, I'm going to put that on the list of weird things that need deeper investigation that I'm not going to look into right now. So, I do have another weird thing, which if I bring up the what was it now? It was the virtual machine. Oh yes, of course. So that's actually quite handy. So I've got the original theme here, and I'm just going to make this smaller. How small can I go? Any size? Okay. Okay, so that's good. So you can, what I'm looking at here is the logo, the Ubuntu MATE logo in the corner there, which is stepping down in size as I make these panels smaller. Now, if I change the theme to the new one, what we find is that as we change the panel size... Hang on a minute, why is it not doing it? What? That doesn't make any sense. This bug has just gone away by magic. This doesn't make... Hang on a minute. Let me just do that. I'm going to restart this VM. I think this is going to be wrong when it comes back. Let me restart that. That is so frustrating. You know, I apologize. I don't know what to do about that. What? How is that working? There was... Let me just... Oh, it's the wrong password. You know why, don't you? My password is test. It's so frustrating. I mean, it's if this is genuinely fixed. We did upload a new version of Mate panel, but I don't think that's installed yet. No, it's not. Look, there it is in the list of updates. Okay. Well, let's update all the things. And reboot. Alexa, be quiet. I don't know why that happens, but it happens. So, let's have a look. If the panel starts at 32 pixels, it then cuts it when you make it smaller, but only if the panel starts at 32 pixels. Is that what you're saying? Huh. Because I was going to go in and fix this. Well, I say that name a lot as well. So not sure about the starting size. Okay. So, yeah. I mean, as you can see, a lot of updates here. Because I'm not happy with the fact that the panel is 32 pixels, because that's quite a lot. And in fact, whilst that's downloading, let me just go and look and see what it was previously. Ah, not there. Let's move out of the VM. So let's go here. Just look at the settings package. Because one of these should be where everything got changed to 32 pixels. There we go. Make all panels 32 pixels by default. So let's just see. So it's 28 previously. So let's start with 28 and see how we get on. So let's go into here, properties. Start it at 28 and reboot. Right then. Also, sorry. I was just about to say that was coming. Okay. Okay. Why did it change that to that color, I wonder? Okay, so that's working at 28 pixels. And if we make it smaller, oh man, has anyone else got an Ubuntu MATE 2104 VM or otherwise? If you have, I am very interested to know if you are able to. Something's changed and it wasn't me. I mean, okay, that's it. I mean, it's working, right? It's doing the right thing again. Right. Magic that yours works now. I see it on mine. Okay, I'll boot into a light. When you say you see it on yours, even ambient specifically at 26 cuts it, but it's better than yaru. I'm not seeing it right. I'm not seeing it get trimmed there. It's still inside the and there. I mean it gets stupidly small at that point. Right, I'm going to do it up here on my actual machine running 2004. Okay, so on 2004 this is busted. For sure. I've just reproduced the problem. Okay. Let's... How confusing is that? How can I double check this? Let's try different appearance and do the dark variant. Okay, let's try something a bit more brutal. Let's go to... What we're going to do is edit by hand the layouts. There we go. Let's just brute force the whole lot. Said replace 32 with 28 globally star dot layout. There we go. There are no 32s now. They're all 28s. Okay, so now we'll do a rather brute force. Let's get rid of the config directory and the cache directory and the local directory. That's pretty comprehensively got rid of things, I would say. So now let's reboot this. Reboot this and see what we get. Mate panel older. Andy Hazen. I'm not sure what you're telling me there, Andy. Right, okay, so this should be a clean profile that I get now. Ah, there you go, it's clipped. So that's busted. So what the heck? What the heck? So, 20... Oh, you don't have the PPA yet. Is that what you're saying? Let's just... Oh, wrong machine. Ugh. Is it dev scripts? I think it is, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, you. Thank you for the follow, Yami Yuki Senpai. I had to look at that for a moment. What's still broken in the daily image bill? What's that a reference to? Oh, are you the same issue, the icon? Yeah, okay. So, the reason I'm looking into this is because my feeling is this is the SVG could be improved. So look, with that, it's busted all the way down to 25, but as I go out, it's broken. So it's okay at 31, and therefore we end up at 32 pixels. But it just is constantly clipped. and yet we just saw it working. How? So now you can understand my confusion. Well, yeah, I'm not a fan of that brand of magic, whatever that is. So what we'll do is your test message came through. Okay. What are we going to do here then? Well, okay. I'm just replying to the anonymous person. Right, okay. I'll now move back to where I was. Okay. Right then. Okay. Hopefully I've answered your question there. Right then. So what I was just going to take a look at is this. Maybe I'll look at it in the VM. Can't remember. Is it? Is it in here? Oh. What motivates me to do this thing during my spare time? I enjoy it, and kind of a duty of responsibility to make, you know, the thing that hundreds of thousands of people use usable and, you know, not complete rubbish. Beer. I do enjoy it. It's although I don't enjoy the chasing down tricky bugs. Nice one. I won't say your actual name. Right then. So, for the benefit of the stream, Mr. Hazen, who is here in the stream, A. Hazen, filed a number of bugs in the Upstream yaru project, theme bugs that he discovered in the Ubuntu MATE theme. So there's a few bugs there. I'm just going to have to go and look in the Upstream project because I can't remember where this icon came from, where it's located rather. So let's do, I always type in the location bar as if it's the fish shell and it never does what I expect it to do. So let's have a look here. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Bill, to call that out. Andy has done a grand job. He's filed a bunch of bugs in different places, precisely the kind of outcome that we want from the QA week. Now, unfortunately, I think these are going to be... Oh, I'm not going to see it here. I'm going to actually have to look in the yaru, aren't I? Gosh, this is going to be tricksy because there were so many commits. Oh, and actually we squash them, don't we? So I'm going to lose some of the... Let's look. Let's see if symlink... okay. That's... It was older than these. See you, AR Coast. Thanks for stopping by. Let's just see if we can find this. Oops, duplicated. So I know Stuart made it, but I can't remember what the thing is called. Add. Let's just go and take a look at that one. That might be full color. Add symbolic icon for HTOP. That's not it. And full color icon for preferences. Start here. This is the one. This is the one. So it's in Saru 1616. Places start here. Places start here. Okay. Let's go back to our VM then. Because I've got an idea. Hello, Eric. How you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Right, let's just take a little look. We'll go to the VM, which is all the way there. So places is where we want to be. And there's the start here. Okay. So let's install Inkscape quickly. Do you want to see some schnizzle, Eric, whilst this is going? So I've been experimenting with different chat thingies, and you know I've got some new things. And I'll do this on the Stream Deck because it should work well here now. So I can poke the chat away. There we go. I can go to the main view like so. Got some new snizzle there. I can pull out the chat onto the main view here, and then back to the code version, and then the alternate code version like that. There we go. Ooh, Chinese buns. Oh man, what's the name for that? I remember when we spent time in Mauritius. There's a Chinese community there, and we had the most amazing Chinese food. It was brilliant. Right then. So we've got Inkscape up and running. So let's just take a look at this start here symbolic thing and see what we've got. Oh, not a lot to go on. Okay. So that doesn't have a border by the looks of it, does it? Whereas um there we go. So it's in a different place. So if we now run up that one, let's have a look. So there we go. So that one, which is what we were using in the old theme, that has some border. So this is not suitable for doing in a virtual machine, is it? This will be my entertainment while waiting for my son's practice to finish. Very good. Okay. Right. In which case, so I see that. Well, I see that a commenter in the chat here thinks that they can fix this issue with some CSS. So if that's the case, you've worked wonders with the CSS stuff. So yes, okay. So the Frederick, thank you. So Frederick, if you can take a look at that and see if that's some CSS magic to help remedy that, that would be fabulous. Thank you. And I'll put my further investigations on pause on that particular issue, and we can catch up and you can let me know what you find. And hello, Adam. How are you? Are you back to normal? What have I done here? What? There we go. All right, so I'll just halt that there. Right then, there we go. Right. That's great. Oh, and that was the other thing I was going to test quickly is, no, I want to bring up tweak. And I want to change the panel layout to mutiny. Okay. Something's not right there. Okay. As normal as one can be in these times. Well, okay. Fair to middling then. So, for those of you that may not know, Community Tea Time here in chat is Monica, who is, well, now a Canonical employee running the community outreach, but is also an Ubuntu MATE contributor and part of our merry band of Linux game enthusiasts. Right, okay. So, Frederick, is there anything else I can do? Formidable racer, it is true. So Frederick, is there anything else I can do whilst you're pottering and looking at fixing things? Because I think that's what we'll do. We'll just go and check that everything built that we uploaded earlier. So I'll give this virtual machine a shutdown. So I'm going to make some notes in my to-do, because if Frederick is going to look into that, I need to make a note that I'm going to... Whoa. What happened there? Right then, so we're going to look at the start here symbolic. And then the other thing we're going to look at is change all panels to 28 pixels. Right then, let's have a look. So Linux Paul says, oh, nice one. Okay, Frederick, that's amazing. You are fast at this stuff. I think I prefer the light theme over the dark theme. Yeah, so I use the dark theme. I just like dark themes, but I chose to make the light theme default because it looks really sharp, I think. And it's visibly the most different from the sort of ambience derived theme that we've used since forever. So, you know, it's a real significant change going from what is a dark light theme to just a light theme. Hello, Joey. How you doing? Is that a Joey we know? Is that the Joey or another Joey? Right, I'm going to go and check and see that all of those things built, and if they did, we'll hurl that up into the archive to get those off our plates. So let's go and have a look in our testing ground. Let's have a look. Series. Great success, everything built. But the settings will not send on yet, because if Frederick has a fix, I will need to update the settings to make the panels smaller. So that'll be good. Right, but the other three things we can go and do. So let's go and do that. Let's plume up. So we didn't need to do that in the end, so don't save that. Settings we're not going to do. We changed that. We've dealt with that. Oh, well, let's go this way. Okay. Let's get that prepared. So let's so we'll just build this and get these ones up. These are the Upstream MATE themes, which I think I'm going to stop shipping by default in a future version of Ubuntu MATE. There we go. Right then, that's that one done. Let's go and do Mozo. Let's just drop the... Oh, that was the one with the typo in it. Okay. It never happened. Nobody saw it. You can't prove anything. So let's get that one built. Deput that. Good job. Okay, so I'll go and take a look at that, Frederick. Thank you. Thank you for that, Frederick. I'll after I've done these uploads, I'll go and take a look at the Git repo and see what you've added there. So that's Mozo. That's done. And now we'll go and do Pluma. Plank. There we go. Right. Yeah, I really appreciate all your hard work, Frederick. Obviously, the Yaru theme, the Yaru MATE theme, is the centerpiece of this release for us. So having you in there, you know, polishing all of that stuff and tracking down all of those little edge cases is much appreciated. Because I certainly don't have the experience to do that stuff. So I really appreciate your hard work on that. Hello, Rick. How you doing? What did I break? All the things. Just all the things. How are you? How's Ubuntu shaping up? So for those of you that aren't familiar, Rick, who is in the chat here, he's broadly responsible for Ubuntu these days. Thank you, Monica. Duly noted. Right then, so those are done. We'll mark that's done because it's as good as we can get. That is fix committed effectively, but that is going to be dependent on that. So, king of all backports, yeah, you're not wrong. I need to get on that actually. I want to get on the backports and Mutus, and I really need to pull my finger out and get that done. Oh, yes, Andy Hazen, that's a good question for Rick. We found this weird thing. If you paste text into the terminal, it's inverted. And it happens in Ubuntu MATE and Ubuntu. So it happens in GNOME Terminal and MATE Terminal. But somebody said it also happens in Ubuntu, which didn't make any sense to me because different toolkits, different themes. It's like it could literally not be more different. So I was curious if you are familiar with that particular issue or if you can reproduce it. Right then. Okay, so my next port of call is to go and look at what Frederick's just been doing. So I do believe we had... Here we go. Let's go and see. So I think Frederick said he pushed directly to... I think he said master. I hope he didn't push to master. I hope he pushed to this one. What am I looking at here? Okay, you haven't pushed yet then. Oh, refresh now. Okay. Ooh, commits. So what have we got here? A fix for brisk menu. Ah. So that is specific. That clipping issue with the SVG is specifically brisk. Right. That makes some sense. Thank you for finding that one, Frederick. And as you're here, Frederick, here you go. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 bugs that Andy Hazen has filed regarding the Mate theme. I will test that. Let's think now. How am I going to test that? I'm going to actually need to pull the oh god, I'm going to have to put the whole dev environment in the VM, aren't I? Okay. Did I shut down the virtual machine? I think I might have done. Good night, Yannick. Thank you for stopping by. In fact, I've just realised. There we go. I need that up. So I'm always interested to know. This is a different time, so it's a good opportunity to ask this question. Quick straw poll of you watching here. You know, and if you've been passively watching, what distro, what DE are you running? What's your first choice, distro and DE? I'd be interested to see. DE is desktop environment. Oh, you were here at the weekend, Henrik. I remember that. I remember that answer. Oh, sorry. That's the virtual machine coming back to life. Let's have a look what we got here. Arch, and so that's some kind of tiling window manager, right? Wum, Manjaro and Budgie, LTS and GNOME. Don't have to hide, Andy. That's perfectly fine. Regolith, yeah, nice. Ubuntu and GNOME. Okay, Ubuntu and GNOME until we have a Flutter window manager. Very good. Ubuntu Mate. Oh, they're going by a bit quickly now. I've asked a question everyone's got an answer for. So Ubuntu Mate, slightly tweaked Redmond, yes. Lazy Arch, as we call it, yeah. Okay, Kubuntu. Okay, thank you, Linux Paul. So you're confirming that terminal paste thing in Kubuntu. That's weird AF. What on earth can be the common component that all those are sharing then? Yeah, so bspwm is an i3, like an i3, okay. For gaming and streaming, Pop OS, okay. Ubuntu Mate with the Pantheon layout, okay. Kubuntu, obviously, Rick. Yeah, very good. Oh, and Neon, okay. Is that so you can track what's new and interesting there? Just installed. Yes, so I'm using Fish on my local machine. So you think it might be a bash thing that's doing that. That's that would be the common thing. Nice find. So let's my password is test, by the way. Right then, let's install Fish Shell. Let's echo test. There it is. And now let's highlight. I'm still in Bash at the moment. Let's highlight that. Let's copy that. And then let's paste that. There we go. So as I paste, it is highlighted. So if I open a new tab and invoke the Fish Shell and right click paste, no inversion. Linux Paul, gold star. That's oh, also I must have said the H word by now. I've just seen the update here. Did I? I've no idea how long I lasted with that. It fell out of my head pretty quickly, I think. So it's a bash thing. So there we go. So somebody can go and research now if that's a deliberate feature of bash to sort of alert you. On GitHub somewhere, right. So Henrik says it's the same in bash as well. Okay. What about other shells? Well, okay. Not inverted in the Bourne shell. So, or just the shell. Is it Ash? Or is it Dash, I think, isn't it, on Ubuntu and Debian? I think we found a culprit, though. That was a nice bit of work, that was a nice bit of work. So let's just do CSH quickly and paste it in here. Also not inverted. It's a bash thing. It is a bash thing. Bracketed paste mold mode. There we go. Brilliant. Okay. Okay, let's go and click that. Read line. Okay, so this is a new feature from December. Here we go. Here's the link. So here it is. Wow, go us. I mean, really well done, Paul. That was excellent. Excellent bit of thinking, that. So there we go. So now we know. Yeah, I mean, Monica, it proves a point, right? First of all, I would have never have spotted that change myself. I don't, because I use the fish shell by default, so I'd have never have seen it. Yeah, and then, you know, the fact that it was Kubuntu and Ubuntu being affected makes it a curiosity. Nice one. Now we know. It is a new feature, and it looks like you can turn it off, you know, in your local configuration. Yeah, I'm doing this in a browser dock window, so I can't actually do anything useful in that browser. Well, there we go. Mystery solved. That's terrific. So let's have a think. Let's do some stuff in dark theme and see if everything's fine. Well, there we go. Once you move the cursor, it hides it though, so it's not super bad. But yeah, I mean, it's a change. I mean, but some people noticed it and picked up on it. Yeah. Well, I think we all learned a little something there, didn't we? Brilliant. You totally did. Right then. So I need to refresh my memory. Okay, we have Git. Let's go and clone that. That might take a little moment. Well, that's gone rather well, I think, so far. What I'm going to do now is try and remember, because I don't remember, how to install all of the yaru stuff. Let's do tweak, and we'll just move this back to something like that. There we go. Okay. With the new theme, have all the same variants? Yes. Yes, Paul, the answer to that question is yes. So if we go to welcome, you will see the color selection here. And when you install these, it will, well, let's install a new one. Let's install, Monica's quite fond of teal, so let's install a teal one. My password is test, by the way. Right then, so that's installing the teal one. Yeah, you'll notice that I installed the pink one immediately. So if we now look in the appearance settings, you will see there are the ambience variations in teal, and down here you will find Yaru Mate versions in teal. So let's go with that one. Close that out. There we go. And now we're running the teal version just like that. So we have Luke to thank for that. Not the Luke that is in here, is in the chat here. We have nothing to thank that Luke for whatsoever. Sorry, Luke, just jesting. Right then. So, and the other thing that we've added to welcome. I used to, when I worked with you, used to do all that useful stuff. It was great. Right, okay. I'm going to let's move that out of the way. There we go. Right then. I think in here. There we go. This is what we need. So let's just make that bigger, because I doubt that people can see that. So let's just make those words a little bit bigger. There we go. So we're going to install all of those things. There it is again. There, I'm just going to see it all the time. Well, at least for as long as I'm using Bash on this test VM. Right then, so I'm just installing. I looked in the contributing document for the Yaru project, which tells me all the tools I need to build and install the Yaru theme. So we're going to some people would say ninja it, you could say cowboy it. We're going to build the, oh, actually we need to check out the right branch, don't we? So git check out Hirsute Mate. And if we look at the logs, we should see, there we go, there is the fix right here from Frederick, but moments ago. So we'll so this is how you build the Yaru theme from source. You do that first of all. You then do ninja-c build, which actually compile it all. And then we'll do sudo that and install, and that now sprays a bazillion files all over your file system. So do this in a VM. It's not the way to go when you're running it on your actual computers. So if I now go back to the appearance settings, this will only have affected these two themes, the official ones, so the light and dark. Oh, also we do have this yaru MATE in the source tree, which is that dark light combination, but we don't ship it. So let's go here. Hey, look at that, and it immediately fixed it. Did you see that? Did you see that? Watch this menu up here. We'll switch to the teal version, which of course has not been updated yet, and clipped. And now we will go to this version we just installed by hand. Not clipped. How cool is that? Frederick, you're a star. That's absolutely brilliant. Thank you for that. Love it. So just for completeness, we will click the light version, which changes the color but remains fixed, and then we'll go to the properties and we'll step down sizes, and it's doing the right thing, and we'll step up sizes, and that's doing the right thing. Holy smoke, that's brilliant. That's good enough. That's a good enough fix that I think I am going to update. Oh, that's quite a chunk of work, updating the theme. I'm going to go and update the layouts now, though. I'm going to preemptively update the layouts because that we want. Frederick, that was brilliant. Thank you for that. Well, you know, it's a very different kind of thing. But, you know. Awesome. Thanks, Frederick. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Okay, so you're still working on things. In which case, I will change the layouts, because the layouts we can change independently of the theme stuff, which I will look forward to your I'm going to put across against that, because we've identified the root cause, and if you've got further tweaks and improvements for that stuff, then brilliant. I'll look out for those in the coming days. Right then, so let's go and change all of the layouts. So Ubuntu MATE, Ubuntu MATE. What are these? These are in the settings. Okay. This has been a productive session, yes. Inverted text is done as well. True, actually. Yes, Mr. Hazen, you are dead right. We're not going to fix it, but we know what it is. Cool. So let's go and get the panels changed. So those were in user, share, MATE, panel, layout. We only have layouts these days, which is terrific. So said, let's just do the same test. We should see a bunch. Yeah, said -I. We're going to change all instances of 32 to 28, which is what they were in star.layout. We look at the git status, we can see all of those files have indeed been changed. If we look at git diff, well, we ignore the change log for now. but we should see size 32 to size 28 all the way through. There we go. So that's jolly good stuff. So let's do this. Let's have a look. By the time I update to a version of Ubuntu with him, I forgot about this stream. Is that because I said that I'm going to do the whole port the theme to 2004 and you're going to consume it that way? Is that why you're going to stick where you are? We are going to do that, by the way. We're going to make a bunch of backports and updates available for Ubuntu MATE 2004, because I am well aware people will want this on 2004, and it's easier just to do it and then not get asked by 1,000 people all at once, which is what will happen. So let's go and commit those changes. Let's have all the layouts. Yeah, we'll do that. In fact, I'm probably going to do some of that on a stream this week, because I want to make the PPA, which has that version of it. What I'm going to do is, the reason I've not done it, as you can see, there was a few like loose ends on the yaru MATE side. So when those last round of fixes come in, I'm going to make a PPA and also make a snap of the theme. And that's so when you're using snapped applications, you will get the right look and feel. But also, I'm going to snap the theme in the way that in the near future, Snapd will know how to automatically install the theme. So if you've got a theme preference set and you install an app, it will know how to go and install a corresponding theme for your system via Snap, so that you get a consistent experience. So I'm going to be making that snap as well. I think I know how to do it, but we'll find out. The auto-installing bit doesn't exist yet, but I'm going to create it in such a way that it will work when that capability is available. Right, so we have reverted those panel sizes. So this is actually going to break things in the PPA a little bit. But that's fine, because we know why. Oops. Save that one. Oh, Andy, you were looking at a launchpad bug for Ayatana indicator keyboard. Did you confirm that you found the right bug with a backtrace in it that was the issue we were thinking it might be? Perfect. Thank you very much. So while we're here, I'll just show a little trick. So I know Andy knows this. This is for the benefit. If you type URL pad.lv and then you put a bug number on the end, you can all go and click this because you trust me, right? That's a shorthand to get to any bug in Launchpad. Right then. Oh, nice one. That was even filed by Bill. Awesome job, Bill. Thank you. That's terrific. So, actually, I'll keep that open. Oh, it's here, by the way. It's not on your screen. I'm reading it. But there you go. You can load it on your screen. There we go. So I'll just move that over here because there's duplicates of it already. So that affects 10. So that's confirmed. How many others? Yeah, there's plenty of them. Oh, that doesn't work. Bother. Oh well. Okay, I've got a link. I'll click on that in a moment. Okay. Let's get this done. So we're gonna send those along. Put that, and we incremented just the PPA version by 1. So there's that's not going to go through. There we go. There we go. Right. So that's that done. Oh, this is terrific. I'm very happy with the progress that we've made this evening. This is great. So now we'll go and file that bug upstream. So let's go and do that. Okay. Let's go to here. Ayatana indicators. So this is where this project's living now, and I've noticed that the Ubuntu desktop team have started moving some of the long-standing indicators over to this framework because the devs had a chat I don't know, 6 weeks or so ago now, I think. So I think that this is going to become the new home for all of that stuff, which is good. So it was keyboard, wasn't it? There we go. It's this one. So let's go and see, is there a bug that already describes this issue? Move to CMake, account service. So I know what that is. Okay, and let's just see what pull requests. So nothing that looks like it's going to resolve the issue that we have. Exactly. So new issue. Oh. (191 5492). Right then, let's go and borrow some of the words from here. Okay, copy that. So, unfortunately, this is where it gets boring because now I'm typing and not saying anything. Good night, Rick. Thanks for stopping by. K-Runner can open stuff. Okay. Vivaldi history. Right. Okay. So, does that mean that you're running Vivaldi as your main browser, Paul? I've just switched browsers myself. paste bin me a copy of Etsy input RC. Oh, there we go. So how long have you been on Vivaldi, and why did you choose that? Right then, let's have a look. Stack trace source. Okay, let me just go and take a quick look at that. You don't mean that, do you? There. This is one of those moments where you realise that maybe some of this stuff is not suitable for a live stream, because this is where I would just read this and sit and think for 5 minutes in silence. Yeah, I think I'll just link to it. Maybe we'll just say, I'll use your words. Right, there we go. Okay then, so Ayatana indicator always crashes on system session start. I think that that covers it. There we go. Submit that. I wonder if it's too cheeky to assign Robert. Well, I'm feeling cheeky. That'll be on account of the beer, but there we go. Yes, that was Grammarly. Yeah. Right then, I will copy that there, stick that in here, because I have now reported it. And that's as much as I can do on that one for now. Look at all those ticked off items. Didn't we do well? Thank you everybody for all of your help this evening. I actually don't think I'd have got through all of that without all of your fantastic assistance. Andy Hazen helped fix the first one by pointing out where the colour entries were I was looking for. Bill provided the assets for the slideshow. I did the packaging updates, but that was easy. The Ayatana keyboard crasher Andy Hazen again steps in, does a bit of triage, finds the appropriate bug report that we need, and we can, you know, do all of that stuff. Thanks, NJMB. I can't remember. Are you Nick or Dan? I can't remember which of you has that nick. But thank you for the cheer. I appreciate that. Hey, DJ Razor, how you doing? And then, yeah, Nick. Yeah, lovely. I'm going to have to get you involved in some release notes. The next LTS, those release notes you helped write for, was it 1804? They were well received. They were good fun. If you haven't seen the Ubuntu MATE 1804 release notes, go and have a read. Nick had a hand in that. I contacted him and said, hey, I want to do something. Nick always lamented. Nick used to do a podcast called System AU and always lamented boring release notes. So I was like, right, okay. If we don't want boring release notes, Nick, come on. Let's write something interesting. So he did. Yeah. So, Andy helped with that one. The inverted text, that was Linux Paul, who figured out that's a new feature. Well, figured out it was bash, and then Andy tied up the connection with new read line and all the rest of it. The symbolic stuff was fixed by Frederick, and I then changed the panels to 28 pixels because we know that that's going to work now. So, brilliant. I'd say that was a team effort all round. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I'm really, really happy about that. Let's just take one quick look at the where do you download artwork for Ubuntu MATE, for example, the SVG logos. Which logos are you referring to? Because, yeah, which logos are you referring to? Because often we don't download logos. The artwork is made by people who contribute art to the project. So just about everything in this release is yaru MATE focused, and all of that comes from the yaru team. They have created some new icons for us specifically for MATE, and helped us repurpose some existing icons where there's correlation between, you know, stuff in GNOME and stuff in MATE. Oh, the Ubuntu MATE logo itself. Is that what you refer? Oh, where do you download? I see. So your question is, where do you actually get the SVGs from? On GitHub. Let me find it for you. I think brand artwork. There we go. And in here you will find this SVG, which is, you know, the original one, and then the actual rondels themselves. So the green one and the white one. And then you'll find some other variations, but those are all of the SVGs for the MATE logo itself. So they're all there, and so the Ubuntu MATE logo, and those were originally created way back by Sam Hewitt. So when Alan and I were sat in the kitchen, his kitchen, creating this project, we messaged Sam on Google Plus. Remember Google Plus? And said, any chance you could cook up a logo? And he made 2 or 3 variations. And of course, because Google Plus is like dead and gone, we were I have no access to those original those are other variations, but this was the one we went with the triangles. But I think there were other versions, but I can't remember what they look like now because it was 7 years ago. So there we go. Right, okay. I was just going to take a quick look at... I don't need that. I'll keep that open because I'll check up on that. Oh, here we go. Let's go and see. Frederick was saying he was fixing other things. I wonder if he did anything else, or if he's, because it's late where he is. Let's take a look in there. Oh, here we go. He's done another commit on top. Okay, so let's just have a look. Oh, okay, so it's a pretty simple change, so we can go and test that quickly, can't we? I need the VM. There we go. So let's just power up the VM. Oh, everyone, fingers in ears. I do apologise. There we go. I need to pass something into the quick MU to birthday celebration this year with cake. Wow. Yeah. Wow, that was a crazy day. It was actually a very relaxed day, but it was kind of crazy what we got done in that day. So Monica, you will know Lainey now, who's on the desktop team, and when Alan and I started making Ubuntu MATE, Lainey had just joined Canonical, and he was working on bootstrapping the initial images of Ubuntu with Unity 8 desktop, and he had a bunch of scripts which were building those images, and Popey got in touch with him. We got copies of those scripts, and those were the scripts that I used to sort of fashion the initial versions of the Ubuntu MATE ISO images. Right then. Laney is awesome. He's brilliant. So we'll use the fish shell this time because we shouldn't encounter that issue. So we'll go to yaru. We'll pull that down. There we go. We don't need to mason build, so we just need to do that. Wrong password. Do you know why it was the wrong password? My password is test. Yeah, he's good. I like Laney a lot. There's lots of cool people at Canonical. Right then. So let's switch that over. Let's switch back to the dark theme because a change to the theme will load that new change. We'll never know why that one line change was necessary, but there it is. It's there. We have it now. Excuse me. Right. Well, you know what? That was brilliant. I think that was the most productive one of these I've ever done. So we'll shut that down. Oh, I missed that, didn't I? There's bad smells outside. Why is that not responding to my clicks? What's going on here? Oh, close terminal. There we go. What? Oh dear. I hope this isn't a new bug we've just found. Oh, there is a new... Yeah, I think it could be, because there's a new version of the session manager, which is this. Okay, I'm going to have to try and reproduce this. Is there? I wondered if there was multiple versions of the dialogue, but there doesn't appear to be. Oh, it's... Oh. Okay. Well, let's see if we can... I want the thing tomorrow to be packaging up the theme for 2004 and as a snap. That's what I want the thing tomorrow to be. I feel like all the big stuff is kind of fixed now. Except this one. This one I'll have to chase up with Robert and Mike. So I had that open and I had the fish shell manually invoked. And I did switch off, shut down. Well, oh, sorry. I started it elsewhere. I apologize. It worked fine. Okay, we'll just pretend that never happened, and we'll chalk that up to it never happened, and you saw nothing. Oh, recharge headset. Hang on a moment. I better just switch over my my earbuds. I'll delete it. I'll delete. Right then. There we go. Right. Okay, that's all good. Let's switch those open. I have two sets of the same earbuds for precisely this reason, that they run out after 4 hours. Hang on. Okay, they couldn't have been charging earlier. I've not been streaming for 4 hours. Right. Flipping ace. That was flipping ace. Thank you, everyone. Right, I was going to push a button here, wasn't I? Let's go there. There we go. Whoop. Right. Thanks, everyone, for all of your help. That was absolutely fabulous. We got loads done. Really great. So, and I'm very pleased. I bet Frederick's gone to bed, but Frederick, if you're listening, thank you very much for that brisk fix. That was really playing on my mind because everyone would have seen that, and now they won't. So that's wonderful. And Andy Hazen, thank you for all of your work over the recent days, testing, filing all of those bugs. It's not just the testing, it's the filing the bugs as a result. I really appreciate that, because I know that's the bit that actually takes the work and the effort. So I really appreciate all of that. It certainly makes things super easy for me by comparison. So thank you, everyone. I hope maybe you learned a few things there. I certainly did. I thought that was great. And what is it today? It's Tuesday today. I'm going to try and do at least one more before the weekend. And like I said, it will probably be getting the yaru theme working on earlier versions of Ubuntu MATE, and also thanks for the follow, Rav. Appreciate that. Earlier versions of Ubuntu MATE, and then the snap as well, which should mean that that means it's all fixed up for snap stuff too. And I suppose that's it. I'm gonna push. I've got new buttons on my Stream Deck, so let's see if this works. I've tried not. I had the tablet here on standby, but if this works, I should be able to push this button, and I should be able to say thanks everyone for coming, and I'll see you next time.